It's getting spooky out. I think that's fair to say. And that brings me to ask you, what are you feeling this year? What are you going to be for Halloween, man?
I'm trying to come up with like a couple's costume for Sylvia and I, but right now I'm leaning towards like a slutty rocket power costume for myself.
Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna ask. Like, how slutty is it gonna be this year? Because you've been pushing the bar every year. It's getting increased. It's like you're pushing kind of what's acceptable out there.
Yeah, and that's for all the listeners out there. I've been known as Sexy Rick Grimes for some time now because of a Halloween decision that I made a few years back.
He dressed up as a sexy Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead. Yeah.
I don't regret my decision. I feel like I pulled it off pretty well. It was really cold. I showed a lot of leg. You have to know that I did show a lot of leg.
That's insane.
My thighs were on point that night, though.
Anyway, last year I was a vape god. If anyone knows H3H3, he did a Vape Nation episode. That's what I was last year. And this year I'm trying to rock a Hamilton outfit from the musical. I think that'd be legitness. Anyway, keep a lookout for a sexy rocket power outfit. Is that what you said?
Either that or a sexy Johnny Tsunami.
That or a sexy Johnny Tsunami. And similar, as you can see in the image of the sexy Rick Grimes, you can see it will kind of probably springboard off of that foundation that Alex kind of been developing in the past years. Every Halloween, he's kind of stepping up his game as far as a sex icon. And keep an eye out for me, Alexander Hamilton coming at you. And I'll probably try to sing some songs. It'll be great. We'll keep you guys updated. I'm sure the social medias, we'll have a lot of fun during the Halloween times because kind of falls within our little genre of shenanigans that we live in here.
Oh, 100%.
So, with that said, something to keep you guys, something to look forward to on Halloween. Let's get into this episode of Time Traveling Bigfoot. Yeah, so quickly while we're like in this episode, I briefly mentioned the video. Let's not just glaze over that. That's a big deal. You know, this is a logistical conundrum. Yes, to make happen. It is a fucking, it requires, I mean, you have to have an IQ of at least
117.
You think?
I don't know.
115.
I don't even know. 150. Let's go 150.
I don't know what you're wearing, Alec. I hope you dressed to impress on our debut episode here. I hope you
I wouldn't say that I'm not saying I'm looking really that dapper, but I'm definitely looking slightly fly.
Yeah?
I'm looking fresh in all the right areas. I'll leave it at that.
Oh, shit. So you got like some focal points. Like you kind of like figured out your best assets and you're zoning it in there, taking away from your poorer features.
Exactly. But
that's fucking
going back
genius.
To the video, Jack, I don't know about you, but I'm actually really pumped to get back into the YouTube grind. Ever since, I don't know, when do you think we started? 9th grade? Jack and I back in the day used to make YouTube videos, and it was a lot of fun. And so, we've taken a break. We haven't made YouTube videos in forever, and I think it's pretty exciting to get back onto the website.
Yeah, it's easy to make YouTube videos when the only thing that matters in life really at the time was getting like a nuke kill streak in Modern Warfare 2. That was kind of like the biggest thing on our plates. These days it's a little bit different. But but yeah, it'll be dope. But yeah, I'm rocking a Star Wars onesie. That's what I was trying to kind of emulate. I was trying to bring that to the table. Keep in tune.
Really wearing a Star Wars onesie?
Yeah, it's a Star Trooper.
Oh, it's awesome. I should have worn my Darth Stewie pajamas.
Yeah, that would have been great, but we're fucking amateurs.
Yeah.
No, but I will definitely break out. I have a panda costume. I will break that out for one episode, I'm sure. Might not live through it due to heat exhaustion, but I digress. Video, hello. Welcome to Time Traveling Bigfoot. And you can now experience our beautiful faces.
Well, I do want to say, I'm not sure if we even mentioned this, but, I'm your host, Alec McIntosh. This is, you've probably seen us possibly from Instagram, where we posted face images of ourselves, let the people know what we look like. But this is me. I'm Alec McIntosh, one of your hosts. And Jack, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Jack.
I just kind of did.
Yeah, I'm Jack. If you don't know that by now, you're a goddamn fool. But this is what Jack looks like. I understand if you don't know that. Hello, good day. Yeah, hopefully this is just this elevates the podcast experience for all of you perverts out there, and you take it to the next level.
Oh yeah. So Jack, what are we talking about today, buddy?
Today's episode is brought to you by the Mariana or Mariana's Trench. Did you figure out which one it is? Is it either or?
I've always called it like the singular word, Mariana.
Yeah, I hear the scientist people call it Mariana's Trench. We'll just call it the Mariana Trench. You ever know a girl named Mariana? I don't know. It sounds like a name. It's a basic name, Trench. Mariana Trench.
Yep.
And you might be wondering
what is the Mariana Trench? You know what I mean?
What the fuck is it? Why do we care about the Mariana Trench?
Yes.
Well, we've had episodes on space. We've had a lot of episodes on the unknown, unexplored, weird, crazy shit.
Yes.
And dare I say, I don't know if anything fits that better than the deepest, darkest crevices of our ocean. Not just the deepest this is definitively the deepest part of the world. Naturally. Yeah. There's probably deeper spots that we dug for like oil and shit. But naturally, that has shit living in it. And it's been this way for, millions of years. It's just a big fucking carved out chunk in the ocean. And it's fascinating.
And it's got a badass name.
Yeah, Trench.
Yeah. It just sounds like there could be something, mysterious and monstrous lurking down there.
Exactly. So, we could talk about, there's a lot of cool shit in the world, the Rocky Mountains are cool, right? That's a really cool part of our world. Yeah, but we know what's there. We know that there's goats climbing around like fucking Spider-Man. Like, that's cool and all, but we get it. Like,
oh yeah,
that's not worth time traveling Bigfoot's time.
No.
But the trench, my friend, as I said, we've talked about space. We know more about the moon's surface than we know about our oceans. We don't really know shit about this area. We don't really know a lot about the ocean, let alone the deepest, darkest crevasse known as the Mariana Trench.
In the last episode, what is it? Like 65% to 70% of our world, of planet Earth, is covered in water?
Yeah. You know what I was thinking? I was like, dude, how crowded cities, rising sea levels, flooding our current land. Yo, all we need to do is drain the fucking oceans, and that would expose like 10 times the amount of land we have now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We could all just move around there.
How much damage do you think we could do if everyone in the world banded together, just took one bucket?
Yeah, I was gonna say a straw and like suck up, take a gulp.
Just take one big gulp for mankind.
That is a cool question.
I do. Obviously, okay, this is a little bit of a silly thing. Obviously, I was just being stupid, but like, I do wonder how much water do you think we could actually like make a difference if everyone just took like a bucket and just like, I don't know, just held it.
I mean, you could do the math. Just figure out the volume of a bucket, figure out how much water there is, and then, multiply that volume by every human being. And women and children are not left out. They are paying their duty to this world, and they are doing it as well.
I'm sure we'd end up finding out that, like, we wouldn't even be able to, like, scoop up an entire, like, pond or something.
That'd be disappointing.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, together we stand, divided we fall. Abraham Lincoln.
Yep.
So, the Mariana Trench. It's deep, it's dark, it's sketchy as fuck. Okay? That's what we're talking about. What's down there? God damn it. The Mariana Trench, its location is in... It's west to the Pacific near the Mariana Islands. And the Mariana Islands, the Mariana Islands. Hence, Mariana Trench. It's part of the Pacific Ocean near the Mariana Islands. I believe it's pretty close to Guam, that's like an American territory, right? I don't know.
I'm going to say yes, but I have no idea.
Anyway, it's pretty dope. It's a crescent shape carved into the earth, so kind of like a moon, a crescent, and it's a V if you were to look at it straight on. It's a big trench, as they say. So that's kind of how it looks geographically if you were to look at it, if you were to actually see it. Okay, 7 miles.
God
It's pretty
damn.
fucking deep. 7 miles down. Okay? 7 miles, like think about that like in your car, that like going at decent speed takes you 7 minutes. That's a lot of distance traveled. That is down. You can put the entirety of Mount Everest, which is the tallest peak in the world, into the Mariana Trench and still have about 1.5 to 2 miles to go to get to the surface. It could fit that whole damn mountain, which is kind of a hard thing to imagine because no one really knows how high Mount Everest is. But I mean, it's hard to visualize. You know it's tall, but
yeah.
That's my point. This shit is deep. It's no joke.
Mother Nature wasn't fucking around when she made the Mariana Trench.
Anyway, so it's like, why do we care? So like I said, it's unexplored. It's interesting. You know, we talk about the mysteries of space and black holes and shit. Well, there's just as interesting mysteries and stuff here on Earth down below us. And it's hard to explore because just as space is uninhabitable by humans, the Mariana Trench is ridiculous. As we all know, pressures get much more intense as we go down. Specifically, the Mariana Trench, if you get to the bottom, you end up getting 1,000 times the pressure, like per square centimeter, as you do on the surface. So like imagine we're just chilling here. Now imagine if every square centimeter on your body started feeling like it was being crushed by 1,000 times the force that it is right now. I'm already suffocating in this onesie. I can't imagine 1,000 times the pressure. They said it basically the equivalent of like 50 jumbo jets. So it's just like being run over times 1,000, but it's like like everywhere.
So basically your body would just like implode on itself is what you're saying.
Yeah, you know, like a fucking like can, like an aluminum can. How it gets like crushed. That's like your body, but you become like probably like a gelatin. Like you just get, yeah. You'd be instant death if you're exposed to it. Yeah, it's pretty hardcore. That's only 7 miles down. Imagine if you got to like, this is like the Earth's crust. We all know the Earth's crust is like that. Visually, or for the video, I'm making a very small unit of measurement with my fingers. You know, we all know the mantle's where it's at. The crust is like bullshit.
Seriously, wasn't the mantle not the most like amazing like layer of the earth?
I wouldn't go that far, but it's pretty dope. I'd take a chill pill if I were you.
Okay.
No, it's huge. It's humongous. It's hard to fathom because the crust is like, you know, on a to scale little diagram, it's very small. As I talk about this crazy pressure, there are animals and creatures that can live down there, many that are mysterious to us and that we don't know exactly that exist. This is where the aliens are. You look on the stars for your aliens. The aliens are in the trench. These creatures are not from this time.
Are you telling me, Jack? Are you telling me that they've got some sort of secret base lurking down there, or just like they build it so that they can come up and study us whenever they feel like it? Keep
I don't know if there's
really
a fucking civilization down there, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Yo, it's true though. There's prehistoric animals down there, and that's because they basically have a doomsday bunker 7 miles under the earth. Yeah. They don't have to deal with when the nukes go off. They don't give a fuck. When the meteor hit, they didn't give a fuck. They're 7 miles down. They can't see shit. They're bumping into walls. They don't know what's going on.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm saying?
Think about that. They have no idea what the earth has been through. It's always been the same to them.
They don't know my story.
They've got to be bored. They've got to be bored down there.
Yeah, they're just like eating stuff. But that's what I'm saying.
Predators? Is there any like, I mean...
Oh yeah. they all eat each other.
Yeah.
Shit that we know exists is not as fascinating to people. It doesn't matter how crazy it is. Fucking whales are crazy. Now let's talk about, and we will go over visually and explain to you the creatures in the Mariana Trench. One's confirmed and one's thought to be down there. And the ones that we have confirmed are fucking crazy. And if anyone ever saw that shit, they'd lose their minds. They'd be like, we're being invaded by aliens. Anyway, I'm just saying the shit down there is crazy and interesting. And that's where the aliens are, dude. Yes, they're not abducting you and taking your sperm from you, but they're the aliens.
They're and out of this world, is what you're saying. You're basically trying to hammer home that they're out of this world. They're not like anything we've ever seen before. They've just basically adapted to these unlivable conditions because it is truly a different, honestly, a completely different like beast once you get that far down.
Yeah, so yeah, it's like it's not really typical Earth environments. It's something else.
Yeah, which honestly leads me into a topic of what would you find if you started to descend into the Mariana Trench? Well, I'll get into some of these creatures and different things that I think. And I know, Jack, you have some creatures you want to talk about as well. There's like giant toxic amoebas, which I'm not sure if you guys know what amoebas are. They're like a bacteria creature. They're usually so small you can't even see them. However,
but these are giant.
These amoebas, what was it?
But these are giant.
These are giant. And you know they're actually giant. They're like only 4 inches long. But you can actually see them. They're bacteria pretty much that you can actually see. And they're all over the place. And basically they've basically trained their bodies, or they've evolved to the point where like obviously they're in the Mariana Trench. They're very strong. They don't really have much. They have a very strong immunity to pretty much anything. So if you were to swallow these things, you'd be truly fucked. I think you might survive, but these things would fuck you up.
So what would happen if I ate one?
Yeah, ate one on like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You'd be fucked.
Oh, I'd just be fucked.
Yes. You may not die, you'd just be fucked. But as you go down to the Mariana Trench, I think just a mile down or something like that, you reach waters that are about 34 degrees Fahrenheit, which is obviously 2 degrees above freezing. They keep it nice on the line of between freezing your ass off and actually the water freezing. So, but also, as you get further down, there's like these jet streams where basically the Earth just like shoots out water that's like 700 degrees Fahrenheit out into this really cold water, and it shoots it out so fast that it's not even boiling. It's like beyond boiling, but it doesn't boil because it shoots it out so fast. It's like it's actually really crazy just to think about these like fucking jet propulsion heated water just like flying out everywhere. And a lot of these creatures, they survive off of these jet streams because they produce a bunch of minerals that they feed off of, and without them they wouldn't be able to live. And if you kept going further and further down all the way to the bottom of the trench, and this is the nastiest part of the whole thing, is that there's like this blackish yellowish ooze. That's the best way to describe it, is ooze. Which when you think of the word ooze, you probably think of just nasty, like, I just think of this nasty, like, infected wound that's like pussing. But yeah, exactly. But essentially there's not even sand. Sand's not even able to be created down there. It's just this I guess almost foamy like ooze that's just millions and millions years of decomposing like plankton and any sort of creature that like basically sank to the bottom, and it's just become, and they're not even sure how deep this ooze is.
I bet you it's tasty though. That sounds like some shit some rich people would eat.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Or bathe in it.
It'd be hard to get.
Bathe in it for its rejuvenating and found like youth-like qualities. Yeah.
As I'm saying, like placentas here, and this Mariana Trench ooze. That's right. That's a close contender.
Oh,
like
God.
Placenta's got to like figure out how to step it up and kind of innovate the game, because the ooze is going to come up. And I'm telling you, once these rich people like catch wind of this after this podcast goes out, they're going to be looking for it. Because, like caviar and that shit, that's kind of gross, but people just, they like it because it's cool and rich people eat it. That's what this is. It sounds like, but like what you're saying, it just sounds like, if you were to land on another planet, it's like that's kind of shit you'd see. It's like this weird foreign crap.
That is a good, I guess, sentence to describe what the Mariana Trench is, because it is exactly how you picture like these foreign planets will look like. That's how the Mariana Trench is. And fun fact, one of the 3 people to ever make it to the bottom of the Mariana Trench was director of Titanic and Avatar, James Cameron. And he did this in 2012. I think he self-funded the journey. And he basically said that when he made it to the bottom, that he felt so desolate, lonely, and isolated from all humanity. He says when he got there, it was like he was in this like basically a void of nothingness.
Yeah, it would be an isolation chamber, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oof.
There's like basically no sound, no visual anything, but he knew he was just down there.
Yeah, and for a long time, humans thought that nothing could live that deep. They didn't think anything was down there. So I have some visuals for you, and don't open them yet. And for those watching the video portion, we will show these pictures and videos. So just a little incentive to go check out the YouTube channel, guys, and you can see what the hell we're talking about. I'll describe it best I can without giving myself nightmares. So you'll see I have a video for you, Alec. Okay. It's called Giant Squid.
Do you want me to do that right now?
Well, one second. This isn't a creature in the Mariana Trench, but this is one of these creatures that live several miles deep that are fucking alien, bro. And
they were thought to be just myth up until like a few years ago, right? Yeah,
this isn't the colossal squid. This is actually another thing, but it's not quite as big, but it's still massive. Colossal squid we did not think that existed, and then we found a few in the past couple years in the 2000s. This is not that. This is some sort of fancy weird name. Starts with an M. It's fucking crazy. I've been talking the talk with this alien stuff. I'm about to walk the walk. You guys are going to see this shit. This is the stuff of nightmares. Alec, give it a watch.
Okay, should I have the volume on or off?
There's really no volume. It's underwater. You don't hear anything.
Okay, I'm clicking it. It's going down for real.
Please explain to the audience what you see.
Okay. All right, I see a spinning wheel. Okay, what the fuck? Dude, this looks like... Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. It looks like one of the creatures from The Mist.
Yeah. It looks like it's from another dimension.
You know that huge, walking, elephant-looking creature that has, all the long tentacles coming down? It looks almost like that, mixed with the queen alien from the movie Alien.
And it's not moving, guys. This video, it's just floating. It's just chilling there.
It looks so ominous.
It's terrifying.
It looks like it's planning its way to massacre everyone. Oh my gosh, that thing is creepy.
And notice there's nothing around it. There's no structures. It's just floating in the abyss. And this right there is why...
You have no idea that thing exists, all right? No idea that something like that exists down there. You're just moseying along
That's my point, bro.
Through the darkness of the Mariana Trench or wherever this is. And all of a sudden, just a flat, you come across this thing that's just floating there. And it's big, guys. You'll see it from the video, but it is big.
This creature's tentacles, it's a squid, it's a cephalopod. They make up 70% of its entire body. It's ridiculously long tentacles. And so basically but to your point, how you're talking about how you don't know what the fuck's down there, and we pretty much know there's nothing in space right now that's gonna fuck with us, to our knowledge. But there's shit in the ocean that could fuck with you. And it's scary. It's an alien down there. Anyway, The context to this thing, it's not a fake video, everyone. It's real. It's basically a video of a little robot this is somewhere in Mexico, and the oceans are in Mexico. It's part of a drill site. So obviously drills drill into the Earth's crust to gather oil and whatever. And there's a lot in the ocean. There's oil rigs in the ocean. And it was I guess checking out the oil rig pipes or whatever. And that's what it starts with. And then it pans over and you see this fucking mother alien that's going to like impregnate me with her babies. And I'm yeah. I saw this video like years ago and it blew my mind. I was like, it gave me like a sinking feeling in my stomach. I'm like, oh my God.
Can you imagine like you're not in some sort of pod, you're literally just swimming.
Yeah.
And you look around, you just see that thing.
And I'll tell you why it's so scary, because I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck it is, what it does, and like a great white, I know it's gonna want to eat me. I don't even know what this thing wants to do with me. Like that's what makes it scary, is the unknown part of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's number one. Now that is not specific to the Mariana Trench, but this is some shit that's chilling around. It could end up in the Mariana Trench. So my one creature is that fucking scary squid, the stuff of nightmares. Okay. I'm going to look at these other ones with you. Now, I would like you to open the next folder. Now, actually, don't open it yet. I want you to tell me, I want to treat this like a Rorschach test, kind of like a psychology thing here. I want you to tell me the first word that comes to your mind when you see these creatures. Okay?
All right.
Please open the next folder down, the next file. Quick, what comes to your mind?
The evil wit, Kronk's master from the Emperor's New Grave.
It was like Yzma or something.
Yzma or something
weird.
like that. Yeah, that's what I think of.
So that's what this makes you think of.
Yes.
Okay, so for our audio listeners, this is the barbelled dragonfish. It kind of looks like your typical, like when you think of like sketchy underwater fish, we've got some big ass teeth, large jaw that can actually open like a snake's jaw to consume large prey. Translucent skin that looks blind as fuck. Basically, I just described that woman from Emperor's New Groove.
It looks like it could do some serious damage left alone with you in a cage. In an underwater cage, it's getting scared. It wants out and it sees you as a viable threat. It looks like it could do some serious damage.
Yep. Okay. Please go down to the next one.
Okay, let me click back.
Tell me what comes to your mind.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, it looks like it'd be the head of some sort of orc from Witcher or Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. So this is your kind of typical anglerfish, but this is a black sea devil anglerfish. We've also Finding Nemo.
It also looks like it could do some serious damage. Those teeth, oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know why their teeth are so mangled and fucked up. Like do they not have
practical? It looks like you could break those things in like easily. You just snap them in two.
As I'm saying, like
if that thing came chomping down in your arm, then I mean, you can pretty much say goodbye to your sewing lifestyle.
You're sewing?
Yeah.
Yeah, your sewing career is gone. But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's obviously no like kind of braces industry in the trench because these guys' teeth need some work.
Need some Invisalign. Sponsor us.
All right, my last creature. Tell me what you see. Oh, so you get some joy from this one.
I see a mixture of Sid from Ice Age and the Dementors from Harry Potter.
Yeah, so this is the frilled shark. This is a pretty cool one. They say they live in the trench. They basically they found one in Japan. A Japanese fishing boat caught one, and this was an animal that was thought to be extinct.
There's a video, right?
Yeah, of it just swimming. Yeah. It's pretty dope. It's clearly blind. We were actually able to capture it and study it. Scientists. It died after the Japanese got a hold of it, but
of course.
Yeah, but it's got some insane teeth and stuff. And this is basically, it's a type of shark, and it essentially has a really freaky face, massive teeth, and it has the body of like an eel almost. Mm-hmm. So as I said, this is where the aliens are.
They look like pineapples of death.
Yeah, that's okay. I see that. Yeah, it's got several little like units of teeth, and they're like in rows.
Do you know
really
how
weird.
it hunts? Like if it's blind, does it just use like sonar technology or something?
I don't know. I'm not sure. It definitely bites its prey, obviously, with those teeth. It's got a massive jaw. A lot of these things have big mouths. So
Well, they have to have a pretty big margin for error since they're blind.
that's what I was saying. Like maybe like they just walk around with their mouth open and just chomp whatever they feel.
Yeah. Well, very interesting. So creatures.
Yeah, so that's kind of the life down there. Real quick, I wanted to go over kind of how the Mariana Trench was discovered, which it's super cool. Okay, so let me take you back to 1872. We have ships and stuff. Obviously, Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492. So we had pretty decent ships at this point. They were able to sail the whole oceans at that point back then. But isn't that crazy? 1872. That's when we started to give a fuck about the ocean. That's not that long ago.
No, it's not.
So how they did it, they basically sent out some ships and they had like miles of rope with lead balls on the end. And they would basically let it go down into the ocean and they would measure the depths. And when they felt it hit something, they would stop, take a measurement, move on and do it. It was very tedious and took a lot of time and effort, but they crudely mapped out the ocean floor that way, very crudely. But they got an idea of the topography, like where the levels of the ocean, and they discovered that there are fucking underwater mountains.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
That is
Underwater
awesome.
Mountains. Not only are there underwater mountains, that we're not talking about the trench right now. Obviously, the trench is kind of the opposite of a mountain. I'm just talking about the ocean itself.
Well,
The largest geological feature on planet Earth is an underwater mountain. It's just a
really cool. I did not
giant
know
fucking
that.
mountain range.
One thing
that,
I
like,
thought was
basically,
always super cool was the fact that they found like sea creature fossils on mountains that we hike up too. So that just goes to show you that the mountains that we've explored on top, on like above sea, they were one time underwater as well.
Yep.
It's crazy.
And and we're talking about those tectonic plates. Basically, the plates are hitting each other, and magma is getting shot up from the mantle up into the ocean and raising up these mountain ranges. Obviously, that takes a lot of time, but it changes around 2 inches every year. That's how which is pretty significant. That's like the height. It's changing, and when the mass goes up, we're going up. It's pushing mass to the right and left of the peak of that mountain, and that's moving as well, and you can measure that. It's pretty dope. But mountain ranges. That's the biggest geological feature on Earth. It's not the Great Wall of China. It's not the fucking Mount Everest. It's a giant underwater mountain range, which is so dope, but we can't even see it.
Does it have a name?
Probably.
Okay. Fuck it.
Anyway, so we're dropping lead balls and shit with rope, and we're just taking measurements, and one day they drop it, and that shit does not stop. It keeps going, like, for miles. And basically they're like, what the fuck is this? They're like, this is crazy. And sure enough, that was the Mariana Trench. 1872. That's about the most we knew about it until the mid 1900s, when these guys that you were talking about. Okay, so I think, we drop a lead ball down, we find out there's something really deep. That's step one. Step two, around the Cold War era, they started developing sonar technology, and then they started mapping the oceans that way. And that's when we got a good sense of how deep and the kind of nature of the Mariana Trench. And then we started going down in our submarines. And that's what you're talking about, people going down there. Mm-hmm. And fun fact, they actually called the very bottom of the trench the Challenger Deep, which is, it just sounds like a trophy that you get or an achievement in a video game. Like, you've achieved Challenger Deep.
Does.
Bling. And it's called that because that original boat that I told you about that discovered it was called the Challenger. It's pretty dope. But to this day, they call it Challenger Deep. And that's the deepest part of the trench. That's that 7 mile. I have a random story, and take this with a grain of salt, everyone. So obviously the Mariana Trench is very interesting. It's very mysterious and cool. Yeah. So we'd like to, naturally conspiracy theories take over, and we like to talk about those on Time Traveling Bigfoot. In 1985, American scientists lowered what they called the hedgehog, which was just like this like machine down for measurements, into the Mariana Trench. At which point they recorded crazy metallic like sounds and started getting resistance on the machine. Okay. So they said they were tugging on the machine for like 3 hours. Basically, it was believed that something grabbed it. Okay.
Aliens.
And aliens. And they finally hoisted it up, and it was recorded that the metal like rope that was holding it was like severely like damaged, and there were what believed to be bite marks in the hedgehog itself.
Ooh.
So something,
something was
basically
chomping.
like a little
Something was going to town on this hedgehog. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, it was like a fishing lure, and some grabbed it and let off this crazy sound that it recorded. So, interesting story there. There might be something big down there lurking, which segues me into this. Alec, is there a Meg down there?
I sure hope so, Jack. If there's one thing that I think that we need to be real, it's a big old Meg. And when I say Meg, I mean a megalodon.
Mm-hmm. The members of the scientific community,
the kings of the ocean. In reality, it'd be scary as fuck if this thing exists, obviously. But for keeping the world interesting and keeping people on their toes, this thing needs to exist.
For something to give me reason to live, I need it to exist.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've seen a big old, juicy, thick megalodon to be out there. Because we like to talk about bears, mauling shit on this podcast.
Yeah.
Because that's all bears truly do. They just, they're almost like a force of nature. They just go around just mauling shit.
Yeah. If I had a dime for every bear that mauled something, God.
Yeah. I mean, you can't blame a mauling bear for mauling.
But
with a megalodon, they were truly the original maulers. They would just fuck up anything in its path. I mean, they used to do huge battles with the colossal squids. They used to take on whales in their home turf.
Yeah, whales.
These things were badasses. So what do you think, Jack? You think there's a megalodon down there? Think it gave off the big boot?
I think I speak on behalf of the scientific community when I say no. But it'd be cool. It'd be dope.
I mean, yeah, a megalodon would have to eat so much food for it to be alive, and there's just not enough food for it.
And the Mariana Trench is big, but I don't think it's big enough for there's probably not just one megalodon chilling down there, I would assume.
You have to have enough to sustain the population.
Isn't that scary? Like 4 megalodons?
Megalodon eye?
Yeah. Bro, how come they haven't done that in Sharknado yet? How come there hasn't been a megalodon NATO?
I'm sure it's coming.
The Earth would just split in two. Like nothing can stop that. No chainsaws.
I
nothing.
hope in the movie, if they ever do this, I hope they hit the megalodon tornado with a nuke, and it doesn't do anything.
Just makes them
it's
radioactive.
So powerful, it just tosses that shit aside.
Megalodon NATO. Goddamn.
Oh my god.
No, but that's a theory. That is legitimate. People are like, the one place a megalodon could hide is the Mariana Trench. Nah, there's no. But I mean, whales don't go down that low. If I were to compare a megalodon to any other living thing, I would be like a whale. As far as it's
yeah,
anatomical.
I feel like a megalodon, for it to survive, would have to be eating these huge ass whales, and so we would know if a megalodon is real. By this point.
Whales don't live in the Mariana Trench. That's too low even for whales, because whales have to breathe. They're mammals, but yeah, it's really weird. Fucking jellyfish and fish live down there. And that kind of leads me into my next thing. Are you willing to take a shark attack for your country? Would you be willing to do that?
Can you give me a reason why I'm taking a shark attack and how that's going to benefit my country?
The fact that you need to ask that, how it benefits your country, answers my question. You unpatriotic fuck.
Okay. I think... Do I survive? Do I get to keep my limbs?
I don't know. I don't know the fucking future.
Okay, no, fuck it. If a shark attacks me, I'm just going to go on statement and say, our record and say, if a shark attacks me, it's going home in a body bag.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's for your country.
We talked about this in the previous episode as well. You can do some serious damage to animals if you're prepared. Humans got the moves, man. If you're willing to go full on and attack it back, like you got no fear, you're like, fuck it. If the thing is coming from me, let it come from me. I don't care if I lose an arm. I'm taking this thing down. You could do some serious damage because you're smarter than them. You know what body parts to attack. I'm going straight for the eyes. I'm taking, like, Mr. Miyagi, just wham, taking the eye out. And I'm going to bite it. I'm going to bite it. Let it know I ain't fucking around.
Dude, that would be a fucking flip of the script. You're biting the shark.
And I'm not shitting you, Jack. It starts swimming away. I'm going after it. I am just fucking breaststroke Michael Phelps on its ass. It's shitting bricks. Because it's like, oh, fuck. I did not see this coming. I'm gonna follow it. I'm going to follow its trail of blood to wherever it lives.
And eat its children?
I'm gonna stalk it for days.
You're gonna make a statement to the other sharks out there.
Yeah.
Well, I think we basically did the equivalent of doing a scientific expedition and going down into the Mariana Trench ourselves in a submarine today. I think that's what we did.
Yeah, we definitely took you guys on a journey. I feel like I went on a journey. And we got deep. Yeah. We got deep.
I can tell you, I wasn't chafing when we started, and I'm chafing now. So something happened.
Yeah, there's
something tangible happened here today.
Somewhere down low.
Yeah, something happened in my trench. Anyway, with these videos, though, you guys can expect not just podcast videos, but we'll probably be doing like skits and shit, or like, I don't know, like semi vlogs. Like, I don't want to be too much of a douchebag, but we might do that. Like, there'll be video content, not just podcast episodes.
I don't think when you say vlogs, Jack, I don't think we're talking like, I'm gonna tell you guys how to live your life with confidence. But I think if we go somewhere cool, we go to somewhere we think you guys would be interested in. Maybe we just, talk to you guys while we're experiencing that ourselves. Check in on us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We'll put all the links in the description. Just make sure you guys stay involved with the community. We're going to continue to keep growing. Fuck.
Yeah, fuck. Thanks for listening, guys. And we'll fucking talk to you later.
All right, guys. Catch you later.